and it's usually Todd Blanche flanking him with Emil Bovee, with Susan Nicholas, who's also a defense attorney for Donald Trump, sitting very far at the end of the table, by the way, which I read that body language very tellingly. But we had a switch in the defense attorneys. We had Blanche get up and deal with a lot of the arguments and also get bench slapped by Judge Merchan this week. But we also had Bovee get up to do the cross-examination of David Pecker. Do you expect that to be the case, Hugo, throughout the course of this trial, this kind of ping-pong of different lawyers getting up, including Susan Nicholas, by the way, who got up for Rona Graff, the longtime assistant for Donald Trump?
I think so. You know, both Emil Bovee and Todd Blanche, were formerly in the U.S. Attorney's Office. They have a lot of prosecution experience, and I don't think it was unusual or surprising to see Emil Bovee get up and do some of the cross-examination. I also didn't think it was particularly surprising to see Susan Nicholas get up either, because she is a very respected and very good lawyer in her own right. It's funny to say about the body language, though, and how the musical chairs happened around Trump. And the one thing that I did take away from this week was how Todd's presence and the amount that Todd went before the judge and at the lectern was reduced as the week went on. And I wonder if that is
because after that hearing.
Well, so if you think about the timing, it was after he did opening statements. There were objections sustained during his opening statements. That wasn't a great look for him in front of Trump. And then when he was trying to defend the indefensible, because Trump quite clearly appears to have violated the gag order, when he got bench slapped, as you say, by Judge Merchan in that contempt hearing. And then since then, Todd has taken a back seat. And I wonder if, part of that is because he wants to reduce the visibility that he has in front of the judge and continually losing things in front of the judge in front of Trump. Because Trump and Todd have this very bro-y relationship. They're very close. If you see them, for instance, in the Southern District of Florida, in the documents case, they're always hushing and laughing and joking and passing notes between each other. And that was kind of reduced as the week went on.
Joyce, we have the second contempt hearing for the additional 4 new violations of the gag order by Donald Trump coming up on Thursday morning now at 9:30. But we have yet to get a ruling from Judge Merchan for the original contempt motions for the 10 violations. Trump continues to violate the gag order. What is your theory as to why Judge Merchan has not issued a ruling yet?
I think, Katie, we just don't know. There are a couple of possible different reads. I mean, one is that this is a judge who, when faced with the decision about whether to enforce his gag order or not, is going to blink, right? Maybe the specter of putting the former president in custody, even for a limited period of time, he's too concerned about what that triggers. But this is not a judge who gives the appearance of being concerned about that sort of a decision. He's been very forthright, very straight up the middle in his rulings. There's also a possibility that he is letting the evidence accumulate and showing that there is just no possible alternative, that Trump's ongoing string of violations of the gag order forced the judge to take steps to enforce it at this point in time. It could be a very interesting moment when we have this second hearing. Perhaps we'll get a ruling on the first one in the context of that.
Don't you love, Hugo, when Joyce speaks so elegantly and nicely, but she's basically saying Judge Merchan's setting him up to be able to put him in jail?
I mean, this is the
I know what you're saying, Joyce. Right? He's setting him up to make sure, not setting him up in a bad way. He's feeding Trump enough rope so Trump can hang himself, right?
If he puts Trump into custody, just does it up front immediately once these first filings are made, there's an appeal and there's a lot of public outcry. If he lets this go to the point where he says, I'm doing this because Donald Trump has given me no choice, I have to protect the integrity of this trial, that's what New York law says to him. This is a much easier sell at that point.
Well, he could have done it last week. Joyce Vance, Hugo Lowell, thank you for being here. Chickens coming here to roost.
Thanks,
for you.
Katie.
And don't forget, you can get the best of MSNBC sent straight to your inbox every day.